It was the worst tram disaster for 90 years. In the wreckage, 7 people lost their lives. 19 others suffered life-changing injuries. The victims and their families have had a long wait for justice. After nearly 7 years, it was finally delivered.
I impose a fine of £10 million upon TfL and a fine of £4 million upon TOL. The disparity between the fines arises solely as a function of the guidelines in operation, where one defendant has a far lower turnover than the other.
Both Transport for London and Tram Operations Limited admitted numerous health and safety failings that contributed to the crash.
The company's failings were many and varied. They included ignoring repeated warnings that the tunnel network at the crash site was unsafe, including a report of a near miss in which a tram almost derailed in the exact same spot just 9 days before the fatal tragedy.
Last month, the tram's driver, Alfred Doris, was cleared of any responsibility. Outside court, I spoke with Jean Smith, who lost her son Mark in the crash. He was just 35 years old.
Any kind of fine is meaningless to us. It's just money at the end of the day. Money's replaceable and lives aren't. There's never closure, but you just learn to put a line under certain things in your life and just try and move on.
The passengers on the tram that morning had entrusted their safety to TfL. In a statement, it admitted it had failed them, with tragic consequences for which no fine could possibly compensate. Matthew Thompson, Sky News.